Good afternoon. How is everyone doing today? It is currently January the 3rd, Friday, and we are beginning to see things really come together with our next winter storm event that is going to be taking place over the Central Plains from Kansas, Missouri, Indianapolis, Kentucky, and all the way to the East Coast. In this video, we're going to break it down right here, right now. Alrighty, jumping over to January 3rd, the latest 12Z GFS model run for potential snowfall totals. We're going to be taking a look at the Kansas state first, from Kansas City to Wichita Falls, Garden City, Dodge City, Colby and Hayes, and etc. And you'll notice the date and time right around this area. This is going to be beginning Saturday, January the 4th at about 6 p.m. Central Time. You'll notice some very light accumulation already beginning to take place. I think this is going to be the beginning, and it's going to start out very slow, especially in northern Kansas, and it's really going to rapidly start picking up as this low pressure continues to strengthen over the Rocky Mountains into Kansas. And you'll notice, by midnight, January the 5th, Sunday, we've already got totals picking up on a couple inches out here, almost half a foot pretty much in northwestern Kansas by 3 in the morning Sunday, just north of Kansas City, potentially St. Joseph's already picking up on 4 inches of snow. And as we move this forward in time, these totals are just going to rapidly expand. And pretty much by Tuesday, January the 7th, 6 a.m., we're looking at some isolated areas picking up on almost 2 feet of snow, 16 inches, 18.4 inches of snow in St. Joseph's, Kansas City, possibly looking at a foot of snow, Dodge City, maybe around half a foot of snow, maybe a little bit more, give or take. The Euro model run, which is what I'm going to show y'all next, has a little bit more of a bullish outcome as far as widespread heavy snowfall totals over a foot. It likes to spread it a little bit more south down towards possibly northern Oklahoma, but that's also going to be associated with more of a sleet, freezing rain, and ice mixture. I think the freezing rain and the ice storm that we're going to see take place is going to really start deteriorating conditions more so in the Missouri and Indianapolis area. I think that's definitely going to be a hot spot. So let's jump over to Missouri and really start breaking it down over the East Coast. Alrighty, and here's our snow totals moving more eastward into Missouri near the St. Louis area, Columbia, Springfield. Pretty much a widespread area of almost 2 feet of snow. Like I said, this is going to be more isolated areas that do pick up on that much. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm also not saying it's possible. It's just going to be really isolated. But I think we're pretty confident at this point to say from St. Joseph all the way points east towards Springfield, a widespread of at least a foot of snow is going to be likely, along with the crippling ice storm. I think St. Louis is really going to start transitioning to that snow on the later half of this event once it kind of gets past Kansas City. So I think it's going to be a little bit more later a time frame, maybe out Monday to late Tuesday is when really those snow totals really start picking up for the St. Louis area, because that's when that cold Arctic air really starts plunging behind the system. So that gives y'all time to transition over from the freezing rain and ice and sleet more so over to heavy snow. And can't rule out a couple inches potentially as far south as Springfield and Joplin. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on moving forward over the next 24 to 48 hours and seeing how the models continue to trend. Alrighty, now taking a look at the latest potential ice accumulation totals going through Kansas and Missouri. These totals will change, give or take. They could be a little bit more north. They could be a little bit more south, lighter, heavier, and it's really going to depend on the timing of this system. If it comes in a little bit further north, if the low pressure comes in a little bit further south, then these totals could be a little bit more higher. If the Arctic air and the polar vortex comes down a little bit more ahead of schedule, then there's a chance that some of these totals could be even shifted a little further south, just because that Arctic air is going to be able to fill in and it's going to be able to churn all the ice and freezing rain to snow a lot quicker. So with that being said, obviously take the exact locations with a grain of salt, but I think right now the models like the idea of most of the ice, most of the major total ice accumulation staying south of Interstate 70 from St. Louis to Columbia to Kansas and Topeka, going all the way through Kansas. Some of the heaviest snow totals, like I said, picking up just north of Springfield near Rolla, about a little over half an inch of ice accumulation. Clinton, 0.66 inches of ice accumulation. And this is going to kind of be our hotspot, I think, moving forward in time frame. Like I said, the Euro is a little bit more bullish on this, picking close to an inch of ice, which, I'm not going to say it's out of the question. It's definitely up there, but that's something we're going to continue to monitor as far as exact totals once the system continues to really get going here over the next couple of days. And last but not least, here is the latest potential freezing rainfall totals that we could see. Again, most staying just south of Interstate 70, St. Louis, potentially picking up on a quarter of an inch of freezing rain. And then we really start getting south near the Rolla area of Missouri, potentially 1.5 inches of freezing rain almost, going out to Carbondale, 1.43 inches of freezing rain. And like I said, this could shift. We're going to come out with another video tomorrow to see if it's really honing in and staying true to what these models are showing, because it's, like I said, a little shift just to a couple miles to the north can make all the difference in your exact location. So like I said, don't, if I'm in Kansas City, if I'm in the St. Louis area or in Columbus, right along, Interstate 70, I'm preparing now. I'm not waiting until the last 24 hours until these models really start coming together, and then all of a sudden it shifts and it turns out to be worst case scenario in your area. Like I said, have those generators ready. Like I said, if you're in Joplin, Springfield, even though it's not showing anything major right now as far as ice accumulation and snowfall totals, prepare as if you're going to get half an inch of ice. Prepare as if you're going to get over a foot of snow, because it's better to be over-prepared, under-prepared, and be caught off guard at the last minute. And just to kind of give y'all an idea as far as the model agreement goes between a couple of different models, we had just took a look at the GFS. Here's the latest Euro model, and you'll notice the difference, like I was saying, more of widespread when it comes to ice and snow. This is going to be the potential total ice accumulations, and unlike the GFS, it has it a little more broad. Still, very crippling ice totals. You've got a lot more widespread, half an inch of ice. Now you've got totals that are a little pushed further north from Topeka into Kansas City, almost reaching St. Louis, going down to Springfield, picking up maybe a trace, Joplin and trace, but it's more widespread in nature. We're picking up on over half an inch of ice, almost all the way down to pretty much the Tennessee area. Like I said, this is going to change. These totals will continue to shift a little bit, but a more broader picture when it comes to forecasting this winter storm event is that pretty much anyone in the central to southern Kansas area to pretty much central and southern Missouri, going through the St. Louis, Kentucky area, all the way to the East Coast, really needs to just be paying attention to this and preparing, because any little shift, 5 to 10 miles, can make all the difference when it comes to these totals. Alrighty, now briefly, just wanted to talk about our next potential, I'm not even going to say winter storm, because we're still not that confident just yet that we're going to see even a winter storm. I definitely think we could see some type of winter precipitation down here in Texas, but I'm not going to hype this up just yet because there has been a lot of disagreement in the model runs. They've been back and forth. If you go back and watch some of my previous videos, you'll notice that the model runs compared to some of my previous videos and the model runs now are just all over the place with this, trying to figure out, how quickly the Arctic air is going to come in here. How deep is it going to reach? Is it going to reach all the way down to the Houston area? Are we going to get this cutoff low that surges more moisture than what we originally were thinking? So still a lot to be decided, but I think the models are definitely starting to come together a little bit more. Now they're starting to become a little bit more respective and a little bit more non-delusional as far as how much snow totals we're going to get. Just to kind of show y'all some of the latest couple different models. We're going to start with the Euro here. This goes pretty much all the way out till January the 13. This is like over 340 hours out. We're just going to go ahead and play out the whole run. This really shows a widespread swath of at least half a foot to a foot of snow in central and the Big Bend area of Texas, going out towards San Angelo, picking up on potentially 12 to 13 inches of snow. South of the DFW area, maybe half a foot of snow, couple inches of snow, moving into Shreveport, Texarkana, couple inches of snow. But just like I said, the couple last model runs showed over a foot of snow in Dallas, and then the model runs before that showed over 15 inches of snow down near Houston area almost. So definitely a lot of disagreement as far as that goes. Right now, jumping over to the GFS, y'all can see big difference in the latest model runs. This one's got it a lot further north. You can see now Dallas picking up on half a foot of snow. So there's still a lot of discrepancy between the model runs. Don't let anyone out there tell you right now 100%, or let them show you just one model run that, hey, we're going to get half an inch of ice down here along I-10 going to the Houston area, or Central Texas is going to get 15 inches of snow, because we're just not confident enough for that. There's too much There's too much discrepancy in the model runs. They're not consistent yet. Like I said, we're obviously a lot more consistent now with our winter storm up here in the Central Plains from Kansas to Missouri, going to Indianapolis, Kentucky to the East Coast. Obviously, these totals are up here are going to die off a little bit more as you go towards the East Coast area to the Carolinas. It's not going to be as major. I think our area of really badness, or however you want to say it, concern, right, is going to be mainly in the Missouri area and Kansas. I'm very concerned for that area. Like I said, I try not to hype things up, but with how things are looking as far as the ice and the totals, and the consistency in the model runs and seeing previous winter weather events out here, it's definitely of concern. So, don't take this lightly. If you've lived up in this area before or you've never experienced an ice storm of this magnitude and it's your first time down here, I know some of y'all are excited for it, want to see that snow, but please definitely, heed the watches and warnings. Definitely listen to your local officials and what they say. If they say stay off the roads, please stay off the roads. Anywhere in Indianapolis, Missouri, you shouldn't be driving, all right, when this storm starts. Just stay home. It's not worth it. It's definitely going to be a dangerous situation, and the conditions are going to deteriorate quite rapidly. Now, very briefly, just wanted to touch on the topic of severe weather. Yes, I know, severe weather. We're going to be dealing with a potential winter storm now in the south, along with severe weather, ice, snow, sleet, etc. It's 2025. I mean, what can I say? But this is going to be our day 3 outlook for the potential of severe weather. We only have a slight risk right now stretching from East Texas, pretty much the whole entire state of Louisiana, Mississippi, southern Arkansas, and maybe a tip of going into Tennessee. But this is going to shift. This is going to change a little bit. I don't think this is going to be a tornado outbreak by any means. A few tornadoes are going to be possible just because of the thermodynamics that are here in place. Because they're just, completely off the charts. If this was in April or May, though, I think we would really be in trouble. We would probably be screaming tornado outbreak by all means if this was occurring in April or May. But I think this is going to be your typical wintertime Dixie Alley area severe weather setup. Couple tornadoes, damaging winds. Nothing that you'll haven't dealt with down here in this area, right? So we're going to continue to keep you all up to date moving forward. Just wanted to kind of do a brief video today. No, it might be a little bit longer. I wanted to nail down some of the details. I think as we move closer, once we get within a 24-hour period time frame from our winter storm up here in the northern central plains, I'm going to make a longer video, probably go live, and really start nailing down the latest models right before the event starts and kind of show you all the latest. But I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for watching. If y'all liked the video, definitely like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Questions, comments, or concerns are welcome in the comment section. And don't forget to turn on bell notifications for future videos as well. I appreciate you watching. I'll see y'all in the next video.